Alert, folks! It's Morgoth the Barbarian here. Hard to believe we're on episode 15 of our playthrough, but here we are! We are, in fact, on episode 15 of our playthrough. Wasn't that convenient? So, last time out, we continued to develop our railroad, and I think it's safe to say the money is flowing in like crazy. 310 million in our company, which does count towards our overall score. One problem. We kind of need to get that into our bank account, though. I would feel a lot better about that. Also today, I want to explore maybe doing some new routes and stuff here to just to make it easier for our trains and whatnot. Maybe a few more small connections. It's in covering the gaps on these maps. So today we're looking to spend 310 million. Okay, not the whole thing, and most of it has to go into our bank account anyways, but yeah, you get the idea. So, you know what buttons to hit as always, and with that being said, let's see what we got here. So, I mean, I like the way our rail network is, but I think we can do a little bit better here. Also, the more the track we build, the more it goes towards our book value, which in turn means more money in our pocket. Towards our score, I should say. So I'm looking around. There's a couple areas of the map here I want to focus on. Like right about here, north of Beijing. This area in the center, which has next to nothing. Maybe over here, which doesn't really have much traffic, so maybe not that. And then this little river valley down here outside of Guangzhou and stuff. If we can find a little bit of a shortcut over here. So, let's start with the Beijing route, and I'll get this game started. So, quick score update first of all. Obviously, this is stock market net wealth, so that's almost 400 million. Times book value, 650 million. Times 3 because we golded it, and we're somewhere a little over 3 billion. So as of right now, we got 3 billion in our score with 65 years left to go. It is starting to get down there. So, but this number, in case you haven't noticed, is half of our book value. That is a huge problem, because this cash could easily go away, and this score could easily collapse. Ideally, we want to have this go into either any of this stuff, or preferably towards us. So, I would say maybe putting more of it into track would be a good help here. And with the rest going into our dividend, which is currently 4 million a year. So I could raise this. Actually, I'll start there. Let's raise it to almost 5 million a year. So I cranked it up to 115. That's, I think, a fair amount here. So we are getting paid 5 million a year to buy stocks and stuff. I could actually increase our cash balance by 12 million. So I'm going to do that next. Buy the 214,000 shares, and now all of a sudden we're up to 438 just like that. Oh, look, we just made 40 million. How convenient. I'm going to make this slow here. So there's two areas, the three areas I want to go to, and let's start with the Beijing route first. It's not looking promising until I see this little valley over here. So let us investigate. We're at the point now where it's either going to be electrified track or none at all. Our trains now do a good job of getting up hills, so I'm not terribly worried. It's just I want it to be as flat as humanly possible here. So I just want to see something. We have been using these. I want to buy a new one. The GP9 is probably our best bet for the hills, but I would prefer they say electric. So the nicely named E69 would be our best bet for hills. We'll address the train situation in a minute because there's a different other issue that's going on here. So I would say do it, but if I could, oh dear. Well, that's not going to work. I don't like the 10 grade. Anything below 6 is probably ideal. Ew. That's not going to help either. And it's probably the best we could do. I don't like it. This would probably be the best route. In all truth of this, we don't really need this dairy facility. That's part of the issue. I kind of have to keep it there. Okay, I'm going to try it out. And if we need to, I could... well, we'll see how our trains handle it. In the meantime... we'll have one go towards the mountains. And one cut across. Like such. Okay, so there we go. Alright, so that we'll do that, and then we'll have that happen. Alright. And that'll be the only junction we create. Well, since that just crashed, now, there's a slight problem. There's two ways trains go away in this game. They get obsolete, or we build so many of them that we can't build them anymore. The GG one's about to become obsolete, so we need to find a replacement here. And if I've already kind of hinted at one, the E69. It's very nice for hills, among other things. You see what I just did there? I know. Basically, I'm looking for something that can keep our fuel costs down. But also just as speedy. I hate to do this, but only because it's just as fast. We would have to go to convert to the GP9. Ideally, the trick is to hold off on upgrading as long as we can. So if trains crash, they crash. But unless we know for sure we're going up a hill, I would do the GP9s as a replacement. And if we're going on a very hilly route, we will take the very nice E69. The problem is its top speed on flat terrain is slow. So it's a matter of, are we going up a hill or are we not? That's basically the million-dollar question. So I'll hold it off for now, but that debate is going to have to come sooner or later. Eventually, in other words, that bill's going to come due. Like, see, like that if train had crashed, that'd be a whole different story. Now, speaking of which, can we get in from over here all the way to up here? And I think the answer is yes. Jeez, it sounds like the loading screen on a computer almost. Alright, that'll have to do. Go this way. If we can navigate through... I don't care about yellow grades, that's fine. There we go. I would say we do need a resupply station. We have one... we could build one over here, because our electric trains will still need sand no matter what happens. There we go. I'll build two. One can be used as an excuse to get this cattle farm. If I want to do that. That also reminds me, I think I need to upgrade everything to telephone poles at some point, too. We have not quite upgraded our infrastructure. Okay, so there's another bypass for our trains. Okay, remember how I said we were going to do the diesel train? Fortunately, the game kind of heard us and decided to toss a Penn E44 our way. Okay. Well... See, the GP9 has more fuel, but less maintenance. And we're still shooting for longevity, so I would say keep the GP9, even though it makes no sense on electric tracks because we got all electric, but it'll be okay. Just a little bit of an update there. It will be okay. Not how I planned this. Can we other upgrade? I don't think we're going to be able to, are we? Not without demolishing the 2 houses next to it. This station is so obsolete. Alright, hold on. Let's see if this works. Finally, it does after all that. Okay, all I had to do was get rid of 2 houses, apparently. Oh, we can put in a roundhouse here. We're going to need it. And liquid storage. I see we're going to need that, too. None of that. None of that. Okay. That took long enough for me to finally do, but here we are. Okay, so that's all set. Whoops, that happened. Alright, that's nice. This is probably going to be the more difficult one of them all. You know, some of the train already kind of beat us to a booming. I guess basically, long story short, if we did this, that'll work. Okay. Ideally, we were going to want to go to here, but we'll address that in a minute. Actually, or we'll just address it right now. Let's see. Where would be the easiest spot to come down on? Definitely not there. Ew. I saw some 12s and I'm freaking out. Do we have to delete this grain silo? Yeah, we do. Very rare that I do something like that, but I have no choice. Oh, dear. I don't like that at all. I mean... well, I mean, there's this. I could try it. Okay, so that worked, I guess. But now can we get to... I was hoping I can connect it to this little bit up here. Or even up here. Let's see. Don't worry, we'll duplicate the track in a minute. I know, say a 7, but I'm going to ignore that. Let me tell you, driving a track through the mountains, not easy at all. Alright. Oh, we didn't even fully do that. Oh, there's some. I think there might be 1 or 2 spots that never got electrocuted. Same problem. We need wooden bridges, and we always do wooden bridges. Unless this river is making it a little bit complicated here. Go in here. There's a 9-5 complicating things. Okay. Once again, do I have to play demolition expert? Yeah, I do. Well, it wasn't what I want to be doing, but here we are. I want it as small as possible here. We'll do it anyways. Oh, what's actually funny is, well, yeah. It's a little bit easier than I anticipated. Well, maybe not. Here's your resupply station, complete with a wool facility. Okay. Okay, so that is all set now, in case trains want to take a little bit of a shortcut. I don't know for what reason they would, but that's the best I could do. So we've kind of gotten that out of our system there. I'm not really concerned about that. All right, anything else that we can try to shorten here? So we shorten that. Ah, I see something. Okay, it looks like our profits are heading steady. Okay. Right, outside of Guangzhou, I wanted to do something. This is going to be a little trickier because someone put a chemical plant in our way. That was brilliant planning. Guess it has to be that. If we go, I see a little bit of a. We can either cross this or I got an idea. I don't mind the foregrade. Well, that worked out perfectly. But I also want to connect to this right here. And there's a giant hill standing in our way. Oh, that's just wonderful. Plus, wait a minute. Well, let's try something. I don't think it really matters. Alright, we'll do that option. It's a little bit better, I think. Okay. We'll do another GG1 while we still can. Resupply station, and we're good. Okay. Since this looks to be the hilly one, right? Let's try it. Oh, wait, alright, well, I suppose we could. That's not what I had in mind, but okay. See, I can't... If trains crash, I can't see what exactly it is, so there's that. Could use a little bit of a route from Changsha over there, so we'll do another shortcut over here. Again, the more we could spend, the better. And maybe it alleviate some of our traffic concerns, too, on the side. Okay, there we go. Duplicate this too while I'm at it. Let's see. I'm looking at our map. It's very... I think that's a good additional connection, so we're good. We got a little bit of a loose end over here. That's not really needed. I know we got this little bottleneck over here, but I don't think it's doing anything. Can we get from, No, because there are lumber mills stuck in our way. I don't know who did that. And the game can't... the game can't even find a route because there's so much in front of it. Okay, well... We probably should have done that a lot earlier. Ooh! Nice speed, but it's a diesel, and I don't like the acceleration. Okay. I guess one thing we could do, and I hate to do this... is... yeah, we'll build another bridge over here. Just in case our... Well, I was just going to say, just in case our trains need it, and immediately this GG1 saw the bridge and said, hello, I'll do it. The only thing I don't like is the fact, yeah, that's going to happen. Oh boy, don't worry, they won't crash into each other. The game's not that stupid, I don't think. I could build a second bridge to kind of avoid this sort of problem. I probably should have built it single track, but so be it. Whoops. It's okay. It's going to look weird, but so be it. Yeah, see, that train's going to go that way, so... Does this have autos? Wait, you don't have autos? What the heck? Zhao. Why does Hang Zhao have no autos? Bruh, why do you... Oh, Lord. Alright, well, that's a little disturbing as to why it didn't do that. Huh, okay. I'm a little upset that that train's empty, but okay, so be it. Alright. Now that we're on to the duplicate bridge idea, I wonder... I'm thinking. Alright, maybe we'll try it. Like this whole duplicate bridge idea here. Okay, there we go. Nothing wrong as long as it spends more of our money. Also pretend that's a ferry line. Okay, the trains are using both the bridges to Taiwan, so that works. I figure we can't duplicate over here. It's a little bit too complicated. Okay, so there's that. Although... Let's see if this works. I don't know if the game's going to allow that or not, but we'll see. Although, actually... I don't even know why I didn't need to do that. Okay, well, we can get rid of this. That's fine. There, we'll see if the trains like that. Oh, here we go. We'll see if they like this or not. Let's see. Yes! Thank you! So it liked it. This train, in theory, would come down here. I know it's now going to stop, but so be it. It's okay. Although, actually, I wouldn't mind putting another small little connection over here. See if that works. Fix that intersection up. Okay, we're good. Anything else as I'm staring at the map here? Really, not really. Oh, I did want to build something from the mountains over here. Alright, so there is a way. Okay. Yep, there's that. Okay. There we go. Slice in another one over there, even though that's probably not going to do anything. Not going to mean anything, really. I really don't see too much of anything else, although I wouldn't mind putting one more from Asian Key to go further west here. There we go, a little bit more of a direct route. No, a new oil producing facility out here, I think. Oh, we already got it. That's right. Forgot we did that last episode. Ha! And then one more from over here, past this wool farm. Over to there. Okay. There we go. We'll see if this alleviates some of our traffic concerns. I don't know if it will help or not. That is the only thing. Alright. Can we connect to the sugar fields over here? Probably not, right? Nah. Oh my goodness, that... Why did the people not own that? Gushing Cash. How dare I? Jeez. What are you doing? What are we doing? Speaking of which. Okay, there we go. So now we have some new routes here. Really lucrative, but I don't own it. Okay. I'm just curious if our profits are going in the correct direction here. They've been going off. They are. Is there anything alarming? I know we're now paying more in track maintenance here. I guess it is kind of working. So, yeah, the profits are going up here. So, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Okay, that's excellent. We're going to try to keep this low as long as we can, but after that, I make no promises here. I suppose we can add another 14 million. Sure, why not? There we go. Let's go back to this and see what's going on a couple years out. We still have a lot of train traffic. Obviously, the brighter the white, the worse it is. I'm looking around, and I don't see really too much more we could do. Well, there's a couple places we can splice in, I guess. But, you know, the more I'm looking around, the worse it gets. Okay, so our trains are now using this. We got, well, there goes the economic bloom. Oh, that sucks. I mean, there's not too much more we could do. Gushing Cash, we don't own it. Brilliant. Lucrative, we don't own it. Brilliant. These are things we're gonna need. Boo. Speaking of which, there's that. Again, we'll keep getting GG1s for as long as the game lets me. But inevitably, it's gonna run out. I don't know when, but it will inevitably run out. So I'm looking around for more traffic solutions. We could try something from Zebo over here. I'm not scared of the high grades anymore, as I just mentioned. Alright, if they're bypassing, that's a nice little Zebo bypass. Okay. I know a lot of our oil comes out from over here, so it's very difficult. Otherwise, I think they should be okay. I see our trains are now using that. Hopefully it takes some pressure off of this area in general. And the trains aren't really using this, but that's only if they're not going to Shanghai. or any place west. So I can understand that one. Actually, okay, so that's fine. Oh, that's nice. The economy cooling, and, well, we can't do anything about that. I don't see a way to get to this one east efficiently. I'm also not really seeing trains use this route, which is a real pain in the you-know-what. Yeah, that kind of stinks, but so be it. I'm not really seeing trains use this bypass, which kind of sucks. They all continue to use this one, which I can understand. A passenger train did use this! Oh, it's a miracle! Just kidding. Actually, I got a better idea. There we go. Xeon now has a new connection. Okay, there we go. I am not really seeing any other way we could fix our traffic. Up. The trains absolutely love this. There is just the issue of, there's a grade here. Yeah, I know. Boo. Okay. Okay, that's a little unfortunate. Recession ahead. Yay! That's going to take a hit in our profits. Oh, that sucks. So, okay, so let's speed the game up ahead to 1965, shall we? That'll officially put us at the 50-year mark. 60-year mark, excuse me. I swear I can tell time. I think. Alright, hold on. Economy crashes! Yay! We're screwed. And yet our profits actually jumped up, which is funny. Can't say the same of our net wealth. That's very unfortunate. Okay. Jeez, look at that. I mean, everybody's paying a high interest rate, so we can actually up this. Okay. We're going to do the train thing again, except we're going to do it on the... Now, let me look at something here. I'm just looking at some stuff here. So, some of the trains are now going at 75, 79 a pop. We have this and this. I'd prefer the electric trains would go to Penn E74s here. So 22 grand. And as I'm looking through our trains here, oh yeah, they would definitely save on engine maintenance here. Now here's the thing. When we get to we're 60 years out. At the halfway point of this, 1995, that's going to be the last time I care about upgrading trains. From that point forward, I really don't care. I really do not care what happens here. So, as I'm looking through this, some of our trains definitely could use a replacement. Like, this one could definitely use a replacement because it would save on engine maintenance. This one, no. We don't need the 1045s released. So maybe if I replace like this, replace the GG1s with our brand new well, let's see. I think it is worth our while. So I'm going to go in and replace basically any train over 30 years old that isn't getting a lot of maintenance costs. Like this one's only like 32, so we're not going to save too much money over here. But, anything that's over 25 years old, I think is up fair. 20 years old is fair game for replacement. So let me go in and replace any of these with either GG1s, or if I can't, or if they run out, which could very well happen, we'll unleash the Penn E44s It's a little bit slower, but it still does the job. So hold on for 1 minute here. Okay, so something was apparent as I was replacing these. The 1045, the maintenance saving cost wasn't going to be that much. So all I did was replace every single GG1 over 20 years old while I still could. That's actually kind of funny. I love how that is literally the only thing that could have been replaced. Okay, actually we do have now a new train here I could mess around with. Hold on for 1 minute. Do you have a cement plant nearby, or no? I thought we had a cement plant nearby, but I might be losing it. Oh, I think it's over here, right? Yeah. I want to bring it to... Where is Xeon? There you are. I think you need... Yep. There we go, because I built a new station over here while I was at it. We'll do that next, but that... Check to see what the oversupply is next, but long story short, I figured that would help. But yeah, we're doing great still, even though we're in the Depression, which is kind of funny. Depression? What depression? We don't recognize it here. Exactly. Alright. So we've done all we could here. We've basically... Alright, those two cities have now merged into each other. I knew this was going to happen eventually, where cities will now start merging into each other. It's just hilarious looking at it and like, oh. But yeah. Actually, hold on a minute. Just in case. Alright. I know the profits declined, but we're in the Depression, and I had to replace quite a few trains. That's going to have a drag on our income here. So I'm going to slow the game down a little bit. Try to look for oversupply, and then we'll let this go through. And I'm immediately seeing a lot of passenger rail right out of the gate here, so... use maybe a few more passenger trains, so... we'll deal with that shortly. We're looking for anything 6 or higher. And there's nothing we can do about the waste. There's still no, Oh, there is chemicals from Shenyang. Okay. Where would be a good spot to dump this off? I'm trying to see. Well, maybe up in Kikihar. Okay. You need cotton? Yes, you do. Okay. I'll let it go first. And now we could do it. Okay, we're good. I did that intentionally just for it to wait. But there we go. Okay. So we gotta be careful because it's not gonna display everything. Okay. Plenty of aluminum there. Still plenty of tires, but I don't think I can do anything with it. Do we have a lumber mill in Dalian? No, we don't. We have one in Shenyang. Okay. Oh, you do need lumber. Okay, excellent. I think, actually... they do have a tool and die facility over there, so we'll do it. Again, I can't build a second bridge unlike earlier, because there's just too much in the way. That is going to be a pain in the you-know-what junction. So be it. Oh my god, we have tons of oil and grain over here. I'm going to ignore that train for a minute. There's nothing. Well, maybe not. We'll address that in a minute. Still got a ton of grain over here. Hold on for 1 minute. I mean, great speed. Too bad it's not... I mean, this would probably only be for, like, passenger trains, and it has to be on flat land. So this probably wouldn't do us any good. Especially if those trains are filled up. So I would probably do either the Deltic... I probably would do the... yeah, I would do the Penny 44 for those, so, that's fine. Plenty of oil. Let's see, where's a nice little diesel plant over here to send us to? Here, well, okay. That'll work. Go. Is there another electric plant we could send this to? I really wish there was. Dang it, game. You're not helping me. There better be an economic recovery. I'll come after you if there isn't. Well, this should help. I'm not really seeing anything. I don't know where we would send the waste, by the way. Port? Nah. Well, this sucks. Is there an oil refinery on the way there? Oh, yeah, Shenyang has one. Excuse me. Whatever this city is called. I'm not going to pronounce that because it's going to be a disaster if I try. Listen, I've been trying to avoid these all game long to avoid embarrassment, but, you know, it is what it is. Okay, we got a ton of grain. Maybe I can send it out a little bit further. Or, oh wow, we made a lot of... to do this, I would need to have a cattle farm and a bakery. Oh, perfect. Again, we're doing this while we still can here. Yeah, that'll work. Cool. Although, wait a minute now. Oh, silly me. What am I doing? That's kind of a bonus one if I really wanted to do it, but, you know, it is what it is. Alright, so we got that. Let's see. Anything else? Oh, wow. Okay, we gotta do something more passenger routes, clearly. Clearly! And there's another oil thing. That's in Zebo, where we just had it. Look at all this oil. Jeez! What is this, the Middle East? There's no other electric plants over here, which is getting on my nerves a little bit. FA has a gravel pit now. Oh, that's wonderful. We'll deal with that in a minute. Hang on. Let's see. Where was it? There you were. Relieve Nanching. Yep. Well, since Hefe has now this gravel pit over here, I suppose we could do something with it. I'm gonna assume they need cement. Sure. Changsao has... we can send it to Shanghai. It's a little bit further out. Does Hefe have... No, it does not. Oh, it has a... What's a random dairy farm doing over here? Bruh. Where did that come from? We have a random dairy farm over here. After the whole game, it didn't really show up. Oh, are we going to start encountering wackiness all of a sudden? I'm looking at... my brain is processing things. Hang on. Oh, I think that'll work. Okay, let's do it. I like it. Alright, there we go. We're using some of the... Now the sugar farms are coming up north. I think the game is now messed up. Because we had so much in development here that it's now suddenly sending... It's now turning into a giant free-for-all. Oh, this is funny. A ton of cotton over here. Nice. Okay, where was it? Where was it? There you are. I can't see it that well, but I think that should be okay. Excellent. See anything else? No. Well, we got a goods backlog over there. That's kind of funny. Okay, and we're back. I'd like to get the scenario to 1970 before I call it a day. Oh, we still got a ton of coal over here. Alright. There we go. Oh, wow. Sells a lot more than that. Okay. Oh, and then immediately replace it. That's nice. No, not one of the good trains. Stupid game. Alright, we have a ton of aluminum there. Alright. Hoping this train can help pick up the slack a little bit. Alright, we can expend that a little bit further out, sure. I don't think we can build a third bridge. I'm not willing to go that far. The game is still letting us build GG1s, which is kind of wild. I mean, I like that. I mean, do it for as long as we can, and then eventually the game's going to kick us out. Which will be kind of a issue. Okay, we got the FP45 coming up. I don't see anything over here. Not over here at this station. Oh, because of the ports. Ah, that makes sense. I'm not seeing anything. I wish there was another steel mill in this vicinity, but there is not. Which sucks. A lot of ports over here. Hong Kong is so special it needs 2 stations, which is funny. Oop. People need to have that. Yeah, I don't mind sending autos over here. Then that sucks. All right. I was gonna say, what if we? Yeah, that wouldn't work. Okay, never mind. A ton of wool over here. Ming has a textile mill that we could use. Okay. There we go. Now, as we make our way over here, I still have a lot of sugar, but we're going to ignore that. So, a ton of grain coming out from over here. At this point, juncture, really the only place we could send it to is basically granaries that aren't really using it, or other, like, cattle farms and sheep farms. That's really the only 2 spots we could send this to, which is, or milk farms. Which is kind of annoying at this point, but it is what it is. As a matter of fact, that might not be a bad idea. There's actually one in Guiyang that we could use. I think I'm going to do that. Just to make that work. We can send it to Kunming Junction. I don't see a dairy processing thing over there. Oh, that sucks. Someone in the Nanning, so that would work. So there we go. If we give it some grain, that should work out. I figured that's a nice place to send stuff, too. Yes! Give us our economy back, you stupid game. Oop. Whoa, whoa, where do you think you're going? Try again. Sorry, I was looking for a cattle farm to send this to. Guangzhou has one. Alright. Maybe someone will actually use that one now. Alright. Maybe now we'll actually have trains frickin' use that rather than to just not use it at all. Some of our additional bypasses here. Wish our auto plants did not have a freaking steel mill attached to it. Oh. Well, we could do that. Is there a steel mill if I... not entirely. Dang it! I was hoping I could send this to a steel mill with a port attached to it, but there doesn't really appear one to be that exists, which is a little problematic. All right. Maybe I could pick up some tires over here and do that. All right. I know it's a little far, but I'm at the point now where I'm not really too worried about this sort of thing. And then from the mountains, I guess we'll go to Guangzhou or whatever. Or Kunming. There's like 2 down there, so I want to supply that. Oh, I screwed that up. Okay, that's alright. That is okay. We're fine. I screwed that up a little bit. Actually, get rid of that last one. I screwed it up. And that's a little too far for my liking anyways. Okay, that was an error on me. My bad. Okay, let's do this. I want to send it to... Oh, Tianjin has its own rubber farm. Oh, that's cool. Actually, that would be perfect. Aha, I got an idea. You'll see what I'm going for in a minute. And then Beijing actually has 2 auto plants, so I'm actually going to increase this to a medium. So we can deal with that. And then it'll go to the Beijing adjunct. Should give us autos. Does anybody need the people's car? Who's willing to pay more for it? You, for sure. Okay. That actually helps us a ton. That you don't know. I understand how that much that works. Ooh, a 2-for-1 stock split. All right. All right. So we're back. Our revenue and profit is going up, and we're up over $500 million, mainly because I've been feeding us tons of money. That's just a funny amount right there. Let's see. Hang on. Before I end this. 14 million more. We're almost at 10 million shares, and that should work. Okay. And we're getting almost up to $1 billion in equity, too. Like, our track has kind of gone up from the beginning of the game. It was 135. Now we're up to almost 150. Somehow we acquired more cash, which is wild. I don't know how that happened, but okay. I guess that's good for us. I mean, got through the 1960s unscathed, so we're down to the 55-year mark. So, I think what I'll do next episode is try to get more routes going, try to take advantage of this situation here in Tianjin, because that's perfect for automotive production. We'll get the people's car to everybody. Oh, man. Yeah, we can do something about our auto industry here. It's just ridiculous. Now, the cities have just hit the point now where it's just ridiculous size, so I don't know what else I could do here. Hopefully it doesn't get too ridiculous within the next 50 years, because it might not. We'll see what happens, so. But anyways, okay, that just looked weird. Sorry. Thank y'all so much for watching. You know what buttons to hit, and I will see you at the next stop. Peace out, y'all.